take the ride. Take the ride. For more fun, you better subscribe. You never won't miss the vibe. Take the ride. more fun, you better subscribe. You never want to miss the vibe.
Always doing it sunny side up. It's the hen. Fuck. What up, my friends? How you doing? A fearsome wind is blowing out there. And that actually is what made me title the stream, The Poignant Pointlessness of Fear. Although there's multiple reasons, but that I suppose was the most prevalent one at the moment. So, I see JH talking about choppy sound. Is that an issue with the stream overall? How did you guys hear the intro? Is everything good? Is it just on his end? So what are we looking at? Because on my end it shows the stream being strong, but I literally just had a phone call I was on cut out and couldn't tell if it was because of the crazy weather around here or from where the call was originating or whatever. So I just want to double check that everything's good. All right? Let's see here. Let me grab the live stream link. We'll share that in the Discord, and then we'll go from there. Okay. There we go. That is good. Okay, it looks like the sound intro stuff was good for you guys. Okay, so it looks like it was just localized to him, and we are all good. All right then. Well, let us do our hellos. What's up, my friends? How's it going? Ang, Jess, Millmaster, Kyle, Zircon, Common, Death, Potts, Thompson, Shelton, Gianna, JH, Yamagoro, Habanero. Did I get everybody? I think so. Jess, you are correct. Without fear, we would be dead, right? Fear helped us very much in the animal world to know to run away from things. Randomness, what's up? Double Strike, what's going on? Hello, John. Actually, Double Strike will get a kick out of this. Where Millmaster lives, they've got Garth Brooks painted on a big water tower, and there's like a Garth Brooks road and everything. And the Thunder Road! And the Millmaster cries, bow, bow, bow. What up, Lewis? What up, Wyla? So yeah, if you weren't afraid of anything, that's not good for your survival, right? There was some version of I don't know, was it a version of a dog or something like that ended up being extinct because there was no natural predators or dangers for it on the island that it lived on. So it would just keep swimming out to boats, and then people would just be like, boom, kill it and eat it. And then they're just gone. It's just like, okay then. All right. It has, without fear, it really messes with your self-preservation, right? What up, KC? How's it going? Habanero, you wish we could have been raised on an island with no natural predators like the dodo and then go extinct? You want to go extinct? Nah, bro. Nah. Life is pretty good. It's worth living, even though there are a lot of stresses, and it can be a fearful experience. JH, you only have one fear, and that's people finding out your fears. Well, you can't have fears plural if you only have one fear. Your fear should be of looking like a jackass, because I got bad news for you. You look like a jackass. He wants to eat rocks like the dodo. Dodos, what? They didn't eat rocks. They didn't eat rocks. Fear is a fascinating subject, because the reality of it is there's all kinds of cliche statements like you have nothing to fear but fear itself or whatever, right? Which is not true. You definitely do have things to fear. It's not just fear you need to be afraid of, but as a little catchy statement, most of the time it's true. Most of the things we're afraid of never bear fruit It's a withered tree that only has the water that our minds give it, and it isn't actually even in the soil of reality, right? So a lot of our fears are absolutely pointless, especially in this modern world. I know as an overthinker that my mind would run away with me, and I would get afraid about all kinds of things that didn't really ever matter, you know? We spend a fair bit of our time afraid in a future that's never going to exist, or that you may not even be around for, because you don't even know how long you get, right? I didn't sleep well, and I woke up in a rough state, in a state that was prone to being fearful, and the whole thing is it's just wild. It's just wild the way our minds can run away with us. Look it up. They really did eat rocks. I might, Gianna, I might not. Habanero, if you remember correctly, scientists managed to get DNA they needed to begin attempting to bring dodos back from extinction using cloning. Huh. I feel like I might have heard about that. What about the band Fear? I'm afraid I don't know them. Casey, you heard giant tortoises on the Galapagos were so delicious and that's why they went extinct? Like dark meat chicken smothered in butter? I don't actually really like dark meat that much. I like white meat, but I can see how that would do it because there are a lot of people who like that dark meat. They like that dark meat in their mouths, you know? Kyle's Super Chat says, Gran Turismo is a DLC race that's literally 24 hours. I watched a guy attempt this in a full racing setup. I can't imagine my knees would be jello. 24 hours in real time? Yeah, that's straight up obtuse. That is like, that's over the top. That's over the top gaming. Actually, speaking over the top gaming, that makes me realize, or not realize, but remember that I just started watching a new anime today, which I've only watched the first 5 minutes of, and I can't 100% remember the exact name of it because it has one of those like big long run-on names. You know, like that time I went to the bathroom, but then when I was in the bathroom I slipped and cracked my head, but it's okay because I got teleported to another world, and in that other world I'm an alchemist, and it also turns out that I'm the best alchemist somehow. And you're just like, that's your name? That's your name? And then people are like, have you seen Bathroom Alchemist? You know, like... So this one is like hell level difficulty for the ultra gamer whatever, something like that. It's one of those names where I've said enough now that anybody who knows what it is will know what I'm talking about, and nobody else will. Yamagor, your Wonders cards arrived yesterday. Nice, buddy. Nice. I put out my Wonders shattering video today. So that is over on the Wonders channel for anybody who wants to check it out. JH, you like the dark meat? Well, good for you. Extinction means the organism couldn't adapt to changes and evolution failed. I mean, evolution itself doesn't fail. Species do. And it's funny how we just decide, like, as people, we're like, okay, there's evolution, but then, oh, this thing's over here now. It's an invasive species. And it's like, that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. Casey, time to play Guess the Anime. Hell mode. Yeah, hell mode's in the name. Hell mode's in the name. Millmaster, your wife said that I need to watch To Your Eternity. You've brought that up before, haven't you? But what's it about? Also, I'm trying to figure out... I found these like little nubs. I found the sheet with 4 little nubs on them. They look like feet for something, but I can't figure out what they're supposed to be the feet for. Casey's got it. Hell mode, the hardcore gamer dominates in another world with garbage balancing. Kyle, no, I don't think people have adopted proxies yet. I think it usually takes a game getting to a certain size before that happens, right? But I mean, I could be wrong. People might be using printed out versions or their own proxies, but I don't think there's like a market for proxies of that. Juggle them for proxy stickers. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, it feels like this is just 4 little feet for something. Yeah, I messed up today. I didn't get enough sleep, and I definitely haven't. I haven't eaten enough. I can tell. You know, when you've been alive long enough, and you know, oops, I made this mistake. Oops, I made this mistake. I'm not a young dummy now who runs around doing all these things and forgetting to eat and doing all this stuff and then not even noticing. Now I definitely notice when I don't have enough sleep or have enough food. Yeah, no, it's a fair question, Kyle. It's definitely a fair question. But so far, my understanding is no. Oh man. Ugh. So yeah, the whole fear thing is, it's funny. You actually get afraid of things that matter, which makes sense. And then you get afraid of all these things that straight up don't matter at all. Especially when it's something unknown, you know? Like the Wonders people are like, hey man, will you like fly out to an event and stuff? And that to me feels pretty daunting. Like looking at the concept and going, okay, so I got to cross the border on my own. Like if Double Strike's not around and I'm going to go somewhere, like I got to cross the border on my own. And then I've got to like take a flight or multiple flights to get out to a location like that. And it feels like this huge thing, but it's really not that big a deal. It's just take a bus across the border to the airport and get on an airplane. But it feels massive because my brain is really good at imagining all kinds of things that can go wrong. It's like, I got this from my mom. She's like that. The idea of just going to Toronto for her is a fucking daunting experience. But to me, it's nothing. I literally have, on my own, gone to Toronto hundreds upon hundreds of times. I also ended up living there for 3 years. So it's no big deal, right? And when I break down the process of flying out to a Wonders event by going, oh, okay, so I would just hop on a bus out to Toronto, and then I would stay in Toronto overnight and go to the Toronto airport and then fly out from there or whatever. And it becomes far more doable. Like, the thing about fear is, if you feed into it by telling your brain, this is something to be afraid of, this is something to run away from, it just makes that fear more real. It makes it bigger, you know? What up, Peppers? What up, Thompson? Jess, you had a shady dream, and it told you the world's just going to keep getting worse than it is. It was the fear talking about the future. You ignored it and watched comedy. Well done, man. Well done. Every once in a while, I wake up from fearful dreams. They tend to be me losing something really important to me. Like, I've had nightmares about, like, YouTube, all of this just going away, and I don't get to do this anymore. And that leaves me feeling shook, you know? No, Master, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not gonna take your weird pills, buddy. I'm not gonna take your weird pills. Thompson, you've been reviewing the Wonders rules. They're really easy to pick up, honestly. Like, a lot of it is just read the card, associate that. Habanero, yeah, garbage balancing one. I'm only a few minutes into it. It basically starts with a guy who's a hardcore gamer. He literally has some kind of like food packet thing like hooked up to his mouth while he's gaming like a fiend. And then he wants this ultra challenge. So he's rebirthed into a fantasy world as a summoner class with like the requirement that he get 100 times the normal amount of experience to level up and whatever else. Gianna, Google confuses Toronto poutine with Toronto poontang. That's funny. Kyle, you sometimes dream of the apocalypse and your first thought's always your daughter. Well, that shows that you got a good heart, brother. 100%. 100%. Juggle 'em, you heard Canadian chicks were freaks? There are some pretty awesome chicks from Canada. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Well, Jess, if that's your biggest fear, you got nothing to worry about because nobody's gonna bother torturing you. You don't have any enemies, you know? Habanero, you're gonna give it 3 episodes? I'm not recommending it yet. I'm gonna watch it, and after I've checked out a couple episodes, I'll check back in with you if you want. You know. Common fear can only exist in people who have reservations about being able to say I have a good life than be able to die without remorse of any kind. Incorrect. Incorrect. You can feel like you've had a good life and still feel all kinds of different fear. You can fear for other people. There's like, that is a very reductive and incorrect statement. I'm going to need to eat. I don't normally do this, but we're going to eat on the stream. I'm going to go and fucking heat up some of that stew. So I'm going to go toss that on the stove, and then I'll go back and check in it in a bit. And I'm going to put some meat in my mouth while I'm here with you guys, because I feel like I am going to end up getting that shaky kind of hungry. And if I wait and have a meal that hearty too late, and then I try and go to sleep, I've got that fucking throat shit, that stuff that I got really well under control, that's going to be a problem. So we're just going to do it a little bit different. I'll be right back. Smells absolutely delicious. I guess maybe I'll leave the door open a little bit. I don't even need to close the door anymore. There's nobody else to bother here with my yelling. Oh, that's why. Because the wind's going to be ridiculous and it'll fuck with the door. Hold on. It'll make it slam at some point. Jess, your logical fear you can't prevent is your cat's passing away. Yup, that's one of the things about reality, is that everything will ultimately be taken from you. It's not a pleasant thing, man. It's not a pleasant thing. Oh, I see. I didn't even see I didn't see the actual thumbnail for it. I just saw the title of it and was just like, I'm gonna click on this randomly. I was about to start Overlord season 4, but I was feeling like I wasn't gonna focus that much. I was like, I'm gonna pick something else because I was doing other things at the time. So why don't I just click on some random thing over here in the sidebar? And most of the time, I just go off the names. I don't really look at the thumbnails. Common self-preservation for you isn't primary. That's definitely a weird perspective, man. That's a weird perspective. And it doesn't matter how reductive you get and go, well, nobody matters and nothing matters because later on, you know time keeps going, right? You know there's a gigantic universe, right? So nothing matters. Okay? I got news for you. My life fucking matters. It matters a lot to me. It doesn't matter that the fucking Earth is just a tiny little fucking fragment of the universe and that the fucking sun will eventually cook this into nothing. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that 100 years from now, everybody I fucking know will be gone. That doesn't matter. That doesn't change how meaningful my life is. It's a fucking pointlessly reductive way to look at it. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Fucking tons of shit matters. Genuinely, right? The joy that you can experience now, all this shit genuinely fucking matters. Which anime? Scroll up earlier in the chat if you can, because Casey had the name of it. It's Hellgamer something or other. Oh, there it is. Habanero just shared the name. There we go. What up, Juglum? How you doing? So yeah, like the whole, like, 100 years from now, nobody will remember anything you did. That doesn't take away fear. It really doesn't. It's like, it's some bullshit that some fucking glib character in a movie would say, right? It's fucking horse shit. It's absolutely technically true, but nothing matters then. Nothing matters. Why do anything? Why do anything, right? Why shower? Why eat? Well, if I can't last forever and everything be eternal, then it just doesn't matter, right? Like, if that's your fucking argument for, well, fear is fucking irrelevant and I don't feel it because I've lived the ultimate life and I can die happy, but also the universe doesn't matter. Okay. You know? So, it's a bunch of horse shit to me. My brain won't accept that. It doesn't do anything for me. It's just, it fucking verges on pedantry to me. Kyle, you've been loving Chained Soldier? Not just used to so much fan service? Oh, what, like just a bunch of jug ladies? Double Strike says, it don't matter. Nothing matters. That was the running joke that we had going on when we went to the Shattering. I don't know how many times that phrase was uttered, but it was uttered a lot. Gianna, you got a weird sized fireplace? That's got to be annoying when you're looking for accessories. Millmaster, that's why they took the scout. They taught you to be prepared. That's what beats morbid thinking, being ready to meet good or bad. Well, I get what you're saying. Like, if you can do the following, if you can figure out your fear, figure out what you'll do about it, and then stop there. That was always one of my biggest problems, is the fear still exists, and having a plan doesn't make the fear disappear. I'm not good at that. I need to learn meditation or something else that brings me more into the present, because I am not present enough. Millmaster Super Chat says, nihilist, fuck me. I mean, say what you like about the tenets of National Socialism, dude. At least it's an ethos. These men are cowards, Donnie. That's great. That's great. Kyle used to stuff like Dragon Ball, Black Clover, and Full Metal Alchemist. Huge jugs is a huge change. Well, huge jug animes can also be fun. They can be fun. Yeah, Common, good luck selling that concept. Good luck selling that concept. I'm glad you have a unique perspective on life that helps you, but that ultimately doesn't really weigh in on the majority of people's experiences, because most of us tend to experience fear and reality in a similar fashion, you know? Kyle, you love being prices righted? That's one of the classics of Lord of the Board. Habanero, you tried watching Black Clover, you just couldn't get into it. Asta yells way too much, but Black Clover is actually a genuinely enjoyable series. I really enjoyed the whole everybody gets a grimoire, everybody has magic, and then you have one person who is completely devoid of magic, but then he gets essentially a demonic grimoire, and he overcomes his shortcomings of magic with strength in a different way than Mashal does. Like, Black Clover did have a lot to recommend it. I watched the entire series. Some of the stuff, like near the end, who is it, Kronos or whatever, with his magic, fucking insane. Some of the magic in that was really, really fucking cool. The Wizard King shit was really cool. But I watched a Black Clover movie later on, and I just found it to be obnoxious. Some says the first 2 episodes are the worst for Asta yelling. It gets toned down as it goes on. Yeah, I felt like he yelled way more in the movie than he did in the show. So the movie was just like okay to me. I was like, stop yelling. Stop yelling. You remember the main character reminding you too much of Naruto and you can't stand that little ninja bastard? I really liked Naruto. I didn't like the dubbed version, but I really liked the sub version for a lot of episodes. And then I kind of fell out of it. But you know, Orochimaru and all the stuff that happens, like there's a bunch of cool shit happening in Naruto. Jess, you know what's magic? Us affecting your life from thousands of miles away. This is all magic, genuinely. The live streams and stuff, and the fact that we can all connect like this and just talk about whatever subjects, it is pretty magical. Millmaster, the screaming is why you said fuck Demon Slayer. When I think of Demon Slayer, I don't think of screaming. I think of very stylized waves flowing along with the sword movements and stuff. And I think about that little vampire chick in a wicker basket. Casey, have I watched World Trigger? I don't believe so. I don't believe so. The name doesn't ring a bell. I have watched a lot of anime, so it's theoretically possible that I've seen it and forgotten it. There's some that just are very forgettable. Like Blue Exorcist. I watched it multiple times. Common, you fell in love with Cowboy Bebop, as far as you guess is now classic anime. Cowboy Bebop is classic. It sure is Space Cowboy. World triggers a lot of world building in the first season. Got world in the name, that makes sense. Death, you know nothing about One Piece. Is the Netflix show worth watching? I haven't seen the Netflix show. I've only seen the first 120 episodes of One Piece. Only. It's crazy to say that, but there's like 1,000 or so, something wild like that. All right, hold on. Time to go and check on and stir the stew. Time to stir the stew. Man, the wind is something else, boys. It is something else. The stew's definitely heating up. We're making some progress. Millmaster, the animes you've watched many times, Standalone Complex, Sergeant Frog, Slayers, and Saki. I haven't seen any of those. Common, you've heard the Castlevania anime was worth watching? I believe people have said that. Yeah. Juglum, Demon Slayer you think is okay, but the writing gets you. I don't remember being like super struck by that anime. The thing that really stuck with me was the stylized Japanese water waves that went with the sword slashes and stuff, but is that the one that the one guy like wears like a animal head and is... Oh, is that what the yelling is? Is that what the yelling is? Okay. Okay. Some says Castlevania was enjoyable. Ghost in the Shell Sack? Oh, I haven't seen any of that. Oh, is that what Standalone Complex is? Ah, okay, okay. Jugum, you don't need to see the demon side of things. Really don't justify being evil. Oh, bro. One of the things I hate in animes is when there's like a villain or something and they're like, okay, now here's the episode where we spend 10 minutes, like, the villain's about to die. And it's like, okay. And, like, as they've been cut down, now we need a fucking 10-minute flashback with, like, sad, like, flute. And it's just, like, haunting music in 10 minutes about how they grew up in the gutter and whatever. I don't care. They're the villain. Let them fucking die. Like, who cares? What was it? A Kame ga Kill? Where, like, everybody fucking dies on both sides. And you're like, wow, I actually kind of feel for everybody. Claymore came out in 2007 and has one season set in a medieval world with a female warrior who's half demon. Okay. All right. Soggy K, the talking goes so fast you had to pause to rewind a lot. That sounds annoying. What up, Doomblade? How's it going, brother? Wasn't there a live-action Ghost in the Shell with Scarlett Johansson? I don't know. I don't know. How about the new Fate anime set in set in America? You mean the Fate ones where like everybody is reincarnations of major historical figures? Yeah, Jug. Yeah, boo-hoo. Aw, poor demon. No, he's the bad guy. Fuck him. Exactly. I feel you. Almost every time they try and do that, I feel like they're wasting my life. Nothing has felt more like a waste of time, though, than that fucking Ragnarok show, where it's like we're going to have two gods fight, and then one of the gods pulls their axe back, and then the next fucking 20 minutes is just flashbacks of a bunch of crap you don't care about. And then, it's like, come on, man. Come on, bro. So there was a Ghost in the Shell with Scarlett Johansson? That's crazy. I've missed so much. I've missed so much. We're going to need to make some space here. We're going to need to make some space for the bowl of stew that I'm going to be bringing in. All filler, no thriller. There you go. There you go. You got it, Common. You got it. I hate filler. It's so annoying. I can tolerate a little of it, but like, you look at things like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and even their flashback show has things interwoven in between the flashbacks that actually advance the story. That really impressed me. That's the only time I've seen a flashback episode where I was like, wow, this shit respects my time. Instead of just like, I wish I could do flashback episodes. I wish I could just do a Magic Historian episode where I just cut a bunch of crap out of previous videos and slapped it up and goes, this counts, you know? Kyle, High Rise Invasion is your favorite, but they only made it to be an ad for the book. The anime's 20 chapters, the story's 27, so you started ordering the manga. Oh, well, I guess it worked, didn't it? The Ghost in the Shell live action wasn't good, Habanero? I'm not surprised. Just watched, yeah, I mean, the original... I remember the original Ghost in the Shell. That was crazy. When she's trying to tear the top off of that one mech or whatever and her arm becomes unmoored. Wild. Have I watched Royal Tutor? No, I haven't heard of it. I haven't heard of it. Okay, I bet the stew's ready now. I bet the stew's ready now. Time to have some stew, bro. Mm-mm-mm. All right. This is pretty exciting. When I made the stew, I portioned it out into multiple containers, but I didn't actually pay attention to how much of anything in particular was going into each serving. So the amount of beef that was in different ones got spread around, and there's so many chunks of beef in here, and that's what I'm here for. I don't really care about the potatoes in it or anything else right now. It's just I want that beefy goodness. Oh yeah. I really like my new cutlery. It's pretty sweet, man. The live action of Alice in Borderland is good. Really? There's a live action version of it. I had no idea. Live action adaptation. Yeah, that's true. Live action adaptations almost always fucking blow. Damn. That is good. Shit, yeah, and I need this. Oh, I gave you guys a downward angle. Look at that. That's pretty crazy. Down we go. It's the dick sucking cam. Bloop, 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 bloop. The live action of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Shut up. That was not good. I saw that movie in the theater, bro. Awful. I'm with you, Habanero. Whenever I hear they're making a live action adaptation of something, I'm like, okay. All right, then. What up, Larry? How's it going, buddy? Yep, we're having the stew now because I did not take care of myself properly today. I'm hard pressed to think of any live action adaptations that were actually any good. Just the Ninja Turtles went the other way, but live action was good and the cartoon or CGI movie sucked. I did actually really like the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. I definitely enjoyed that. Common, seeing me LARP as the historian in inappropriate places like the public library, DMV drive-thrus would be fun to watch. That is funny. Sam Hain, the Fallout live action is good. I did hear good things about. I did hear good things about the Fallout stuff. Wasn't it the Avatar movie, The Earth Nation? Oh God, yes, Habanero. The Earthbenders made tiny rocks fly. It was so disappointing. It was so stupid. And they said the names of the characters wrong. It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You like the movie? Why don't you like it? Magic, get out of here. Get out of here with your nonsense, Doomblade. Jess, you're surprised about how many comments you don't understand, but I get it. Makes you feel uncultured. We just have different life experiences, bro. That's all. At least the Avatar movie wasn't as bad as the Dragon Ball movie. The Dragon Ball movie was really bad, but I mean, they're both genuinely terrible. Spurl, what's up? You heard the live action of One Piece is terrible? That's where this conversation started, I believe, actually. I think that's where we started with this. Larry, try to play Lego Island on your phone? I feel like most games are impossible to play on your phone unless it's like specifically made for it. It's so good. I've been so focused on the meat. I guess I should have a little bit of tater action, you know? You play it through a browser on your phone? No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't really play games on my phone anymore. At all that I can think of. So beefy. Oh, that's good. Whew. Millmaster, potatoes. Common, you got reading glasses so you can continue to play Arena and read the cards? I feel like it won't be too much longer before I need some glasses action too. I have to like have the stuff at a distance. I can't just like have it this close anymore because then it's a little bit blurry. I need a distance. I agree with you, Casey. Most action games on mobile do suck due to the controls. Habanero. I like Vampire Survivors. I could see how you could play that on the phone without it being too much difficult. Like, without too much difficulty, since you just have to, like, move your guy. There's no targeting of your weapons or anything. Oh, Jess, nice. You get your $200 a month back from the government. That's got to be a good feeling. Balacha is great on the phone. I mean, I guess. It's just a couple of cards, right? Although Steam Deck's going to be superior to that. Kyle, you're trying to make Brawl decks as close to your Commander decks as possible? That makes sense. Brawl's as close as you can get on Arena, right? So... Casey, somebody sent me, I think it was Finn actually, sent me a video telling me that, like, people were making videos to mess with the scalpers and shit, and how it caused a bunch of buyouts of worthless garbage. Plants vs. Zombie on the phone? Doomblade, I used to play this game called Zombie Farm, where you grew zombies on a farm. I like playing that on the phone. There's also a little train game, too. Millmaster, I saw... I didn't watch the video, but I saw an image from the video and read a little bit about what happened. Some dude with a drinking problem showed up at the at the event and then like lost it when they gave him a DQ or something like that because he didn't register his deck. And then he freaked out. And then the cops came and like slammed him down to the table and arrested him. Oh, that was good. Slay the Spire is fun and mobile. Slay the Spire is a dope game. I played it a ton on the desktop, and they have a board game version of it, which is also quite awesome. Oh, got all the beef. I'm good. Bob Belgian, yeah. Yeah, when the Diablo team announced Diablo Immortals, and like everybody thought Diablo 4 is coming, and they announced Diablo Immortal, and then the guy, like when they were all like, boo, boo, is this an early April Fool's joke? And then the guy up on the stage was like, do you not have phones? Like, don't you guys have phones? And it's like, yeah, that's what it is, idiot. Like, do you genuinely think that is a good response? People don't want a phone game. Not because they don't have phones. Everybody has phones. It was hilariously tone deaf, bro. Hilariously. Yeah, Millmaster, he was apparently drunk as hell. And it was the second day in a row he had pulled shit. Finn said, that is a time when they let a game designer engineer speak instead of a PR person. It was hilariously stupid to say. Where it's just like, what? That's your response? People are booing this because they wanted a full-on Diablo game. And you gave them a cheap bullshit money grab. Don't you guys have phones? No. No, we don't, bro. What's a phone? Like, it's so stupid. Jess, you used to play shitty Marvel fighting games on your phone? You know what? I tried a number of random mobile games that all just turned out to be like, click here to build the thing. Now use our in-game currency to speed it up. Get used to this because we're going to gate your progress so hard. This isn't actually a game. It's a frustration engine. And the only way you can feel progress is by paying us. And it's like, I'm not paying you shit, you know? It's the difference between what your boss lets you make and what the customer wants. Yup. They were told to make it, and it sucked and did not do well. Because people don't want garbage. They want something worthwhile. Millmaster, you went to high school with some of the homies that developed Diablo. That was the mountain behind your school, Mount Diablo. That sounds made up. Bovagan, it was really funny for you because you didn't have a mobile phone plan then. You only had one for about 4 years now. You couldn't even do it. 2K is just disgusting as Hasbro. Got a $150 version of WWE 2026. All that paid content is locked behind 6 season passes that take 40 hours to complete. No, thank you. Habanero, you were into a gacha waifu game that you played obsessively for a while despite not paying for it. Stopped playing for half a year. When you came back, they shut it down. Yeah, you spend all this money. You spend all this money on these like microtransactions, and it's all just, it's a waste. They're just having you chase nothing. Jess, yeah, there's a bunch of games like that where you put money into it and you get an advantage. They just want whales to spend and buy the most expensive crap, you know? I haven't gotten any of those apps where it's just like, we have our own in-game currency and that's what you use to speed up production. Cam, not interested. Not interested at all. But we gave you the 5 gems you need to do the thing. Okay. See that building that would take 2 hours? Now is built. Okay. So just keep paying us and build more things. No, like, I'll pay for a video game that's a complete game, but I'm not just going to pay you ongoing for horse shit where you've literally just like, we're just trying to frustrate you into paying. No, thank you. No, thank you. Well, fucking you went without a cell phone for decades and then got one in 2022. I mean, cell phone has become indispensable to me. Admittedly, I didn't care that much about them before, but now that I use them sometimes for live streaming and other YouTube related stuff and whatever, like a cell phone is indispensable. Yeah, I mean, they making the second game and you're just like, I'm not falling for that. I gave you a bunch of money for the first one, bro. Kyle, the worst part is they didn't say anything about the season passes to launch, but they have $2 tier skips. That's ridiculous. Hey, like, so we've got these things and you paid for this, and now you have to play to get it, but also you can pay us extra money to get it right now. Like, fuck you. Millmaster, they talk about Hasbro developing a game that could possibly replace MTGO and Arena makes you want to sell out now. I mean, are things going to get better? I don't know. Probably not. Yeah, Jess, exactly. Never put money into a game other than its initial cost. Feels like a movie you go to and you want the good feeling ending, you have to pay more money to see it. I've put more money into a game in terms of buying expansions, like Ultima 7, Ultima 7 Part 2, Ultima 7 Part 2, Serpent Isle. Okay. Like, expansions used to feel like an actual extra game, and you felt like you were getting what you paid for instead of give us $20 and you get MC Hammer Pants and fart noises. You can press the button and it'll be like, look, he's got hammer pants and I'm making him fart. Like, $20 please. Give me $20 for farting MC Hammer Pants. Casey, you want Chandelier remastered on mobile? That'd be dope. I mean, mobile would be kind of small though, you know? But still. What up, Teferi? Some you play Grand Summoners on your phone? I mean, whatever makes you happy, right? Whatever makes you happy. All right, I'm going to take this stew bowl back to the kitchen because my brain keeps picturing me accidentally smacking it and knocking it over. What up, Cthulhu? Feel like I might have burnt my lip a little on that stew. Not 100% sure. But now I bought a little bit of dessert nibblings. Got these. These are from the United States, boys. These are from the States. Larry, you're correct. The game companies do prey on people who crave instant gratification and have gambling addictions. You are correct. I do like I don't have a gambling addiction, but I do like random blind boxes and booster packs, stuff like that, you know? Bob, good luck with your surgery, brother. Artichoke flavored liqueur. That sounds weird, Millmaster. Is it gross? Doomblade, you remember Call of Duty had a monkey glove from King Kong? You had to pay $80 between multiple skin packs? Man. That's wild. I would never pay for that stuff. Feels so skeezy. The little cookies are pretty good. Pretty delicious. Kyle, in 5 years, you've never spent a penny on Arena, and you have a huge collection of cards. I feel you. I never spent any money on Arena either, and I built up a big collection. My Arena account, which I haven't touched in like a year now, maybe it hasn't been a year. It's been a while though. Has like $750,000 worth of gold and a crazy amount of wild cards. Pretty fucking tasty, man. Every day you're slowly getting rid of your subscriptions. No more paying for stuff you don't actually own. Understandable, right? If it's not bringing you value that's commensurate with what you're spending, then it's a waste. Jess, you want a hoodie that's made of a fabric that's basically a computer screen? You don't know what you do with it? That feels like something that will eventually exist, you know? Habanero, you felt pretty proud of your massive waifu collection you didn't spend money on and then they wiped it. It all goes. It all goes. So spending a bunch of money on... Like, if it's making you happy and giving you joy, then I get your joy's worth out of it. But, yeah, it's all just... Mostly, at least, garbage. What up, Goddard? How's it going, buddy? Yeah, my lip does feel weird. I gotta go look at it. I gotta go look at it now, because it feels strange to me. I don't know, it might just be one of those things where I'm getting up in my own head, you know? I have been tired today. And I didn't shave, so maybe it's just like... Maybe it's just some errant lip hair or something. God, you're sitting through a tornado watch. Oh, wow, okay. Out of the worst, though? That's good. Habanero, you think having experiences like that is kind of why you've been detached from video games and focused on stuff like D&D? Video games as full experiences, I'm with. As fragmented, trying to rob you experiences, I'm long done with. Every day, how went the cooking? The cooking went well, buddy. I finished off the stew today in this stream. Spurl, I looked at Peace when I was eating the stew. It was good. It was good. And it restored some equilibrium to me because I was definitely needing food. I could feel it. I could feel it. Jess, what telegraph lines were powered by earth batteries? Electricity is free if you have soil, zinc, and copper. Not much. Those kind of like little batteries that they made out of like urns and stuff like that can't really generate very much power. Larry, it's windy as hell here. We don't have a tornado watch, but it is definitely windy. stew was good. I declare the stew a success. The next one will probably be a little bit better because I'll try a different quality of meat and see how that changes things, but definitely happy with it. I got a whole bag of junk food in the other room from yesterday when I went ham on it. You guys hear that? It's fucking crazy. Absolutely crazy. Casey, plus 30 vitality buff. It has restored some of my health for sure. My day was all messed up because I did not get enough sleep. And I was up too late. Because that happens sometimes. There's various reasons where you just like don't end up getting to sleep when you want to. So I was up for hours later than normal. And then I had like bad dreams or whatever the hell it was that put me in a bad mood, and I couldn't get back to sleep, but I kept trying to go back to sleep, so I just laid in bed, not really accomplishing much. That messed up my schedule and basically made me miss a meal without even realizing it. Habanero, you're keeping a physical journal of what your D&D character is going through? That's cool, man. Chronicling it is fun. Every day, what's the plan for the next cook? I don't have, like, my plan was the stew, and then it's just kind of been waiting for the next inspiration or whatever. I don't have a wide range of groceries. I don't have a wide range of options for cooking. Getting the stew done felt like a pretty good accomplishment, and then I knew I'd be able to use that stew for multiple days. So today I picked up a pack of hot dogs and hot dog buns. Yesterday I picked up some cereal and milk, and so I've just been going mostly the lazy man's route, you know? Death, try putting a nice sear on the meat before I put it in the crock pot. I mean, what difference is it going to make if it's just like sitting there for like 8 hours in there? What kind of meat is quality stew meat? That's a good question, Casey. I have to learn that. Spurl, I think I'll have a live stream while making a large dinner. I do believe that I will have like more cooking streams and other things going on. I am in a big period of transition, and like I know that on some days I am in like a state of grief or low level depression, and so I'm doing what I can. I'm doing what I can to keep moving forwards when sometimes I'm not feeling the greatest. You know what I mean? So I'm not putting a lot of pressure on myself. As long as I'm getting up every day, making sure that I'm showering, eating, drinking water, trying to get some exercise here or there. If I mess up on a day or something like that, like I missed the shower today. The whole sleep schedule and whatever changed everything up. So it is what it is, you know? But I do plan to do more things, and like cooking streams and stuff. The breakfast streams are already a thing people enjoy. And yeah, hanging out with you guys while I put together a more involved meal, peeling stuff and whatever, cracking jokes, all like there's an appeal to that for me. Finn, yeah, I got 3 meals out of that stew. I probably maybe could have turned it into 4, but I'm happy with what I got. Millmaster, instead of me Googling it, why don't you just tell me what it is? Finn, seeing does build deeper flavor, better colors, and better texture? What? Nah, S90, I could get a ready-made pie shell and make a crazy pie or something. Yeah, actually, I could. Jess, I need to learn how to do briskets. Is brisket like a big meat chunk? Oh, Jesse, you're saying the Maillard reaction is the reaction that makes meat tasty when you flame broil it, or are you saying that's what brisket is? Habanero, you definitely hear the wind. It is wild over here. It's crazy. It's even crazier in the living room because there's like bigger windows out there. Oh, Wila's down with the beef brisket. Sam Hain, it's $120 for a brisket? Okay. All right. That's insane. Spurl brisket's best in a smoker. Well, I definitely don't have a smoker. Definitely don't have one of those. Saw a Facebook post saying whoever's airbending, stop it. That's funny. Then your general rule is a Sunday meal, then 3 days of lunches. Nice. Thin sliced beef to add to random meals. Frozen, quick cooked, and enjoy. I've got a lot to learn. I definitely felt very happy about the stew. I didn't put enough meat in it, though. I should have put more meat in. But I just had what was in that stewing beef pack instead of the other meat that I was looking at. What up, 10-4? How's it going, buddy? Mailmaster, you can do a brisket point in a slow cooker. Okay. All right. Everyone else, just be careful. The Earth Nation will come in and lightly crush your cheek with a pebble. What's my opinion on ham? Not really a fan. Black Forest ham is okay, but overall ham is not my jam. Not into the ham, bro. Not into the ham. Am I excited for Secrets of Strixhaven? I wouldn't say excited, but I'm not dreading it. You know, it's not like Turtles or Star Trek. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do. 90, there's online cookbooks that give you recipes based on what you have in your pantry rather than saying you need this. Oh, I could see that being useful. I don't have that much, so I'm just more looking at recipes and kind of building out what I have. Because when I buy certain things, you get a lot of uses out of it. Like a bottle of Worcestershire sauce or whatever lasts for a whole bunch of uses. So when I get the stuff for a recipe, some of it's used up right away, but like the spices and stuff last a lot longer. Finn, you had to ask since the Easter sales start soon, so $1 a pound. Ah, okay, all right. There's no wind in Bossing, say. That's funny. Yeah, the cooking thing is definitely something that I'm working on. I'm gonna build my way up to it in a way that feels comfortable to me. For now, it's just, make sure that I'm fed. Now that I'm out of stew, I'm probably looking at, honestly, making another fucking stew because I really liked it. And I still have more carrots and potatoes. I have everything. I have everything to make another stew. I just need beef. So maybe even tomorrow. I'm supposed to meet up with a friend later tomorrow. But I should, depending on what time I get up, I should. Maybe I'll just straight up make another stew. Because there's very few ingredients. It's like beef and maybe one other thing I would need to grab, and then I'm good to go. Well, I will consider the whole searing the meat in advance. It all boils down into that, like, doing what I can and keep moving forward rather than worrying about perfection right now, Wyla, what about chili? Yep, chili, that's a great option. I haven't made chili in a while. I remember making chili. And having like nacho chips and scooping it up. That actually sounds good. That actually sounds pretty good. I should make a note of that. I should make a note of that. A pot pie could be good? That's interesting. I have no earthly idea how to go about that. That feels like a pretty involved process. How long was Bolus trapped in Ugin's dimension in Magic Years? Who knows? Who knows? They were just like, we're in Kamigawa 1,000 years in the future. Who even knows where they jumped along in the timeline and where we actually were? I don't. Skillet lasagna? So, just put all the stuff for lasagna in like a pan? Is that what you're saying? Jess, your friend made chili and it didn't have cumin in it, and you were like super surprised when you mentioned it. She acted like it was unknown knowledge. Yeah, not everybody knows every spice, bro. Zergon says Jess is correct. The sear will dissolve into the liquid, giving it more flavor. I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind. I do want to step my game up, but I've got to start my game before I step my game up. I appreciate you guys sharing this knowledge with me. I hope that when I talk about how I'm not immediately planning on implementing it, it doesn't make you feel like I'm just like hand waving it away, because I'm not. I genuinely appreciate it. I'm just like, I'm not going to pretend that I'm not in somewhat of just a survival mode when I want to get to being in a thrival mode, you know? If you're at the store and the price is good, a pre-made pie crust works great. You had one on Friday. Okay. So what do I do? Make slow cooker beef and then take that beef out and put it into a pie? What about the top of it? Skillet lasagna sounds like a rapper. Kinda actually. Spurl, did the Planeswalkers get their spark back yet? No, and they won't, really, because Wizards wants everybody to be commander usable, right? Joglum, you've been there? It's how it goes, man. It's how it goes. I just, like... It's easier to set yourself attainable goals and accomplish them than to try and push, like, to do more than you think you're capable of. And I got a lot going on. And I'm not going to pretend like that MRI stuff isn't up here. You know what I mean? Like, there's a part of me that's worried on a medical level. I'm actually going to call the doctor tomorrow because I don't remember when my follow-up appointment is, when I'm going to get to learn the results. I know it's in April, so I'm going to give him a call tomorrow and figure out when it is. My mom made a very valid point that she said, like, your symptoms haven't gotten crazier, so it's probably nothing. And if they find anything really serious, they're not going to wait until your appointment. They're going to call you. So, but I'm still up here. You got to brown some Italian sausages, simmer some tomato sauce, add broken up lasagna noodles for a while, and top it with cheese. Oh. Can you go, instead of Italian sausage, you could just go hamburger meat, right? I like that. I like that, actually. Hey, Jess, thanks for the words of support, buddy. I genuinely appreciate it. 90, your mom loves baking, and even she says just buy the pie crust. They're usually in the frozen aisle. Throw stuff in, toss in the oven. Have to make your own pie top if you want it. Okay. 30 minutes of cooking your stew until it's thick like gravy. Put the pie crust in the pan, fill with stew, then roll the top crust on. Okay. Yeah, I ain't going to be making any pie crust right now. I already know that that's not going to happen. But I would definitely love to get to that point. Juglum, take it from surreal to keeping it real, bro. We're part of the Blade Brotherhood, son. Come and you made it back. Welcome, big boy. Larry, yep, gas is expensive right now, man. Juglum, I feel ya. I really like pie crusts. Like, I'm a boring man when it comes to my palate, to the point where, like, the crust is the best fucking part. The best part. S90, you can picture me being a really good chef. Well, thanks, man. I feel like I can pay a lot of attention to detail and learn all of this. And I have been genuinely enthused about cooking before. But, like, right now it's harder to get excited about things, and it's easier to feel more despondent and somewhat bleak. And not all the time, but it happens, and it comes over me in waves. So I'm just like, just keep moving forward. Have the best time you can. Don't overthink it. Don't worry too much. Don't let your fears drag you down, because I have irrational fears that I logically know are irrational. You know, like where you just go, this doesn't make sense. It doesn't even line up with your reality. But your feelings don't give a fuck about logic, which is obnoxious. Homemade pizza's fun to make? Yup. Can't you just buy pie crust in those popping Pillsbury Doughboy rolls? Isn't it awful though, Jess? Isn't it awful though? Jug them the crust with the gravy on it? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. 90, you hate to say it because it sounds bad, but the waves slowly settle down like any ripple in a pond. That doesn't sound bad. I understand that the process that I'm going through requires time. That's one of the most challenging aspects of it. That's the deal. That's the deal. Cylon, listen, you toaster. Don't be talking to me about no pizza lands. No commander plate covered in pizza horse shit. I don't need that in my life, bro. Have you ever heard that music is a time machine for your soul? I have not. But music definitely can cause a transformative experience, right? So, I don't know. I feel like one of the things I really need to focus on is just being present and aware of the present, and just appreciate what's going on. Like right now, I could be thinking about how tomorrow might be a challenge and all that shit. But instead, I'm trying to focus on the fact that we're here, having a nice time, hanging out, streaming. You guys are talking to me about all these different food options. It's genuinely nice to have your company. I've said many times that the streams are a stabilizing force in my life, because it's a shared experience that we create together. It's not like I don't do presentations really most of the time. Sometimes I get so swept up in what I'm talking about that I can go a long time without really responding to what you guys are saying. But this is something we all do together. Casey, you like savory pies? Fair enough. Finn, you want to make me a full pizza deck? You are allowed to make commander decks and send them out. And if you want to be a dick and make a pizza deck, it falls into the same category as loot decks. People do troll me with that shit. Do you think of pawning off your problems on future you? He can deal with it. Screw him. See, that was me when I was young. That's how I ended up with debt and other problems. It was, I'm going to live in the right now. These problems are future Mike's problems. And then I changed my perspective into, how do I do things in a way now where future Mike will look back and be like, thanks, past Mike, instead of like, oh God, I've inherited all these problems. And it's worked out very well overall. It's a great way to view things. Like, you just make things easier for your future self. And I've done that in a number of ways, which is great. Using the Tim Hortons pre-made flatbread as a comparison isn't much of anything. Zircon says, just don't feel guilty bad about feeling bad sometimes. Isn't it normal when someone goes through shit that they feel bad a bit? You're right. You're right. And thanks for saying that. I'm an emotional man today. I didn't get enough sleep, and I can literally feel myself getting emotional at the correctness of your words and just the kindness that you're expressing by sharing them. Thanks for giving a shit, buddy. I genuinely appreciate it. There have been people in my life who, when I'm having a hard time, have actively tried to make it worse when I thought they were my friends. And it's a really shitty feeling. Like a really shitty feeling. Common, you like the streams in the chat room. You think it's healthy for all of us to interact with fellow humans seems to be more difficult in this day? Absolutely. It's obviously not going to be the exact same level as if you get together with a group of people, but it's good to actually connect with other humans and not just interact with computer programs and video games and whatever. Like, it does offer a certain level of human connection. And on top of that, we're like a group of friends hanging out and chilling, as opposed to other live streams, which can, like I said, just be like a presentation to people. Death, you posted a chili recipe in the Discord? Well, thanks, buddy. Jess, it seems like overall you've got yourself set up in a place where you're pretty happy most of the time. So I don't think you're really doing things all that wrong, brother. I really don't. I wish that I was as carefree as you are. I fucking sometimes curse being as intelligent as I am because it's a fucking burden and it's difficult to always wield it in the way that you want to. It has a lot of advantages, and it's obviously part of the reason I'm so fucking funny, but my mind can be a real challenge to work with sometimes. You can buy puff pastry and quarter it and make balls and roll it out and make your own flatbreads. Look at you, fancy boy. Ugh. Well, thank you, Juggling. Casey, you wonder how the demand for the Dan Secret Lair deck will be tomorrow? It's a good question. I think it's going to be somewhere between $100 and $125, and I don't know how many people are interested in Dan but don't already have their own Dan deck. How many people have a Dan deck but want the upgraded one? You know what I mean? Silence says stewing loot may make you feel better, but don't eat it. You are what you eat, and you don't want to hate yourself. That's funny. Finn, you're going to get a Dan Secret Lair? Well, I hope you succeed, brother. S90, he that increases knowledge increases sorrow. Intelligence has always felt like a burden, but it's not a burden I'm willing to put down. When I was young, I wanted to be dumb. Now I don't. Now I just want to be more at peace. I know my intelligence can help people, so it's not something that I don't want to have. Doomblade, I feel like it's probably just more helpful if it's just like, if we just happen to talk about something like a chili recipe or something like that, dropping a recipe in the Discord that is like topical at the time, as opposed to just here's a bunch of recipes, because I think I have recipe books, and the more there is, the less I'm likely to engage with it, because it's just going to trigger that part of my brain that doesn't want to be overwhelmed right now. I'm just focusing on certain things, trying to find joy where I can, not waste my time bogged down in fears that I don't need to be. And just like, I know that happiness and more peace is waiting further down the road. I just have to get there. I just have to go on this chronological journey and accept that some days I'll be more happy and more bouncing around, and some days I'll be lower, you know? No, Master, I remember the days of Type 1 and Type 2, son. Spurl, it's pretty close to hanging out. You're so genuine and you don't hide your feelings. It truly makes us feel like we're hanging out with you. Even when we're lonely, we can always look to you. I'm glad, buddy. I'm glad. I don't have like a different version of me that I bring to the internet. I'm the exact same fucking dude. That's how it's always been. That's part of what keeps me coming back, is I don't feel like I have to convert into, oh, this is the version of me that goes online and I need to be a particular thing and all that. And I know that I can just be how I am and feel how I am and talk to you guys that way. And yeah, it makes me feel closer to you guys. It makes me feel more connected and more comfortable. And I'm genuinely really grateful for it. And I don't think you guys know how much this actually fucking helps me. Hey, Baba Super Chat says, Sup, McNugget, hope your days was better than mine. Time to Final Destination myself type of mood. Baba, no. No. I need you here, buddy. You are a fucking friend of mine. I'm not having that. I get how you're feeling, and I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to lie. I've had a rough day too. But we're going to make it through it. We're going to make it through it. Don't worry about it. Baba Black Sheep with fucking 3 bags full of bullshit. Don't worry. Tomorrow, your fucking bags will be full of wool. All right? They'll be all woolly. And you'll be warm and good. Also, you're Lord of the Board, son. Thanks for the super chat. Doomblade, you like, if you were by yourself, you'd only have burgers? Burgers. I could make burgers. I have a recipe for cheddar shredders. I have like a recipe book that I've had since I moved out. The cover's gone. By moved out, I mean moved out of my parents when I was like a young, dumb kid. I still have that recipe book. It has it's got my family's marinade recipe. So that's dope. It's got cheddar shredder burgers in it. There's a few other things too that I can't remember right now. Oh yeah. My nan's bread pudding. Juggle nothing a lap dance can't fix. That's funny. So yeah, I feel like tomorrow's gonna be a better day. I genuinely do. Spurl, cheddar shredders. Being from Wisconsin, you must know what this magic is. That's just the name of these cheeseburgers that have little chunks of cheddar actually embedded in the patty. I remember when I lived in Toronto being all about those cheddar shredders. And I would have one, like, my girlfriend would go to bed to get ready for work the next day. And I would cook a late night cheddar shredder burger. I remember that. I did it a fair bit. What's the best cheese for burgers? I'm partial to cheddar. I'm partial to cheddar cheese. Mozzarella's okay too. It's a matter of personal taste, right? Maybe tiny little layers of some smoked cheddar if you're feeling fancy. I can get down with that. Thompson, what the fucking video game angry weird freak boy. You really have taken a liking to those fucking, to that dude, right? Specifically because I said I don't like him, probably. Pepperjack. Huh. I don't know much about Pepperjack. Nothing comes to mind. I know Monterey Jack. Chimichangas. I could make chimichangas. You could cook chimichangas in the air fryer, couldn't you? Smash burgers are just burgers, aren't they? Where you just like don't worry about how the patty is shaped and you just like flatten some meat into whatever shape. Jess, you like Kraft singles? Oh, like the cheese slices that come in plastic? I can't eat those anymore. I can't. They make me physically ill. It's crazy. Joy Division. I don't want to listen to fucking sad shit, Millmaster. It does kind of look like a Super Nintendo controller. That's true. You're right, Thompson. It does. That is what it's aping. What do I think about Applebee's burgers with the melted cheese? Lewis, I've never had a burger at Applebee's. I've only ever eaten at Applebee's once, and I can't remember what I had. But it wouldn't have been a burger. Oh, Baba. I got sent, I don't know if you want them or not, because I don't know if you care about this kind of stuff, but I got sent pictures of us at the zoo feeding the birds. So if you want that, I will forward that email to you. The people that we went to the zoo with sent over the pictures today. So I've got a number of them. I think she specifically said, here's pictures of your friend too. So like, if you want that stuff, if it will make you happy, just let me know. Text me your email address, bro, and I'll email them to you. You have to make the beef patties really thin and line it with cheese. Only a few places get it right. Okay. Common grape and jelly potatoes? Never heard of it. Never heard of that. Doomblade, you could go for a Dave single from Red Robin. Weird. What type of bird? What type of bird did we feed? Okay, there we go. I got it. My phone's in the other room, but this buzzed and let me know. So I got your email. I'll after the stream's over, I'll forward you the emails that have the pictures, brother. That was cool. The bird feeding at the zoo was nice. Certain parts of it were felt like a downer at the animal prison, but other parts of it were nice. And us all hanging out together was a great time. I'm really glad that you came down to hang out with me at the Shattering, dude. It was genuinely an awesome time, and we did a bunch of fun stuff. I actually put out my video talking about the Shattering, and I mentioned that we went to the zoo, and then I talked also about, bring it in. Oh, get out of here. I talked about all the free pinball. Were they green parrots? Is that what it was? They literally stuck their tongue down into nectar and slurped it up. A burger with a cooked egg on it. Huh. Okay. You know what I haven't had in forever is toad in the hole. I remember cooking toad in the hole in Boy Scouts on gigantic cans of tomato soup. You cut it out and you make a little soup can stove. Australian king parrots. Okay, all right. Good memory. Good memory. Yeah, that was a good time. It's nice. I didn't feel lonely for most of the Shattering trip. I was really lucky. I got to head down with Double Strike, who's a really good dude with a really good heart, and he genuinely has my back. He's a genuinely good friend. So he was my travel companion, and he helped keep my mind aligned, he was there to listen to whatever I wanted to talk about and to help me have a good perspective, because he's already been where I am, and he's gotten through it, and he's just got a really, really good mentality. He's got a good head on his shoulders. And then at the Shattering, I got a lot of great interactions with a lot of different people, hanging out with Baba and his woman, going to the zoo. There was a bunch of unexpected experiences that were more meaningful than I thought they would be. And I do feel genuinely lucky that I got to go and do that. Yeah, exactly, Baba. I told you. I told him. I told him that you like him, and he likes you too, bro. He likes you too. Joglum Sloppy Joes. Cool. 10-4, Toad in the Hole sounds like your kind of live stream. Keep it in your pants, buddy. Come down for Renfest and try some Scotch eggs. Bro, I'm Monte Cristo. Is that a weird kind of grilled cheese, Jess? Baba, I'm looking at getting comfortable with traveling to the States on my own, because I've been invited out by different people for different things, and I'm figuring out the logistics of how I would do that on my own. The costs involved with it, obviously, are one of the biggest barriers to that, because I'm not in a position I mean, we talked about this shit. But some of the people who have invited me have offered to cover, like, bringing me out or my accommodations and stuff like that, so that makes it more doable. So I expect to be in the States with more regularity. So I'm gonna figure it out. Like, I have started to Google the way to do it and figure out the steps. And I'm gonna get the proper path nailed down and figure it out so that it starts to become just something I'm accustomed to. The same way that going up to Toronto all the time was nothing for me. Where, just like, yeah, no, it's just, I'm used to traveling to this place. So getting used to crossing the border, going to the Buffalo airport, and then flying to where I need to be, it feels overwhelming. It feels like a lot to me. But ultimately, I know it's just a few steps. I've taken shitloads of bus rides. I did like a 24-hour bus ride across the States one time. But that part's not so much. I have only flown like twice in my life, and I've never done it by myself. So I don't know. It just feels freaky to be in another country all by myself. Not that America feels that different than Canada. When I'm there, I don't feel like I'm in some crazy foreign land. It feels slightly different. There's just enough differences that it feels like you've gone to like a parallel dimension of the same country you're from. Like, America feels like a slightly twisted version of Canada to me, where things are mostly the same, but just a little bit different to let you know you're not where you're used to being, Baba, me and Double Strike. Double Strike's got a busy life, and he can free up some time for me to travel with me to some like Wonders events and stuff, but I can't really expect him to always be available to travel with me to the States to go to like whatever. And on top of that, the Wonders people set him up with accommodations and stuff. So I can't expect him to come with me and pay with his own dime, and I can't afford to pay for him. So it's like, he's there for me when I need him for particular opportunities, got my back, but I've got to be able to rely on myself too, Common Southern hospitality. Hell yeah, brother. Finn, traveling alone is stressful because you feel by yourself. Yep. Spurl, the biggest difference? Fucking people having firearms. Straight up signs on the door saying, yo, you can't bring guns in here. And it's just like, double take. I was mentioning that to Baba. I was just like, signs on the doors saying, like, just don't bring your piece in here. That's crazy to me. And he's like, yeah, I'm usually carrying a piece. I'm just like, what? Yeah, I usually have it in my bag or whatever. And it's just like, what? You know what I mean? Other than that, it's just like, go to the Wendy's, and instead of having a 3 chicken finger deal and a 5 chicken finger deal, they have 3 chicken fingers and 4 chicken fingers. Or the cheese slice on the burger is a little bit different. Or the buns are different, What up, Brody? You visited Canada a couple times and felt the same way visiting Canada as I have visiting the US? Yeah, it would create a parallel kind of effect. Finn, you don't travel for anything but work or family or friends? That makes sense. Those would be the categories for me as well. Either a work opportunity or the opportunity to hang out with you guys and have a good time. Millmaster, I will let you know what's going on and where I'm going, when I'm coming and whatever, Absolutely. Bob, a plan for me to fly out for a week to chill and do stuff. It's cool that I can do that. It's cool that I actually could go and do that. Like, it's dawning on me that I have more freedom now. And I literally can just be like, what, you want me to come to this part of the country? Okay. Once I get comfortable with, like, going across the border and hopping on a flight, as long as I have, like a plane ticket there and back, and my itinerary all sorted out, telling where I'm going to be and who I'm going to be with, because at the border they're going to want to know that shit, then I'm good to go and it shouldn't cause any problems. Baba, what airport would I be flying out of? The Buffalo airport. I can get to the Buffalo airport easiest. There's a couple of different ways to do it. I've been looking into it the last couple of days, like sorting out logistics. Jess, you travel by watching YouTube videos of people exploring ancient structures you want to visit. That's a good idea. Costs nothing, no chance of dying or getting robbed. Yeah, yeah. There is that aspect of like traveling where I don't want to, like, I don't know the States. What if I just walk into the wrong neighborhood? This is the neighborhood where you get stabbed, bro. You know, like not knowing where to go and what's safe. Like, it doesn't feel the same way as Canada, but also I could just be imagining fears. You know what I mean? So the only way to get over that kind of fear is to go and do it. And I guess if I get fucking stabbed, I get stabbed. I've got to sign up for like a year's worth of health insurance. I was buying Canadian like border crossing medical insurance in installments of like a week or two based on when I was going to be there. But my buddy who handles my insurance is like, you can actually buy it for a year at a whole time. And then just whenever you're going, you've got it. And I just went, nah, because last time I was only in the States once and then a whole year went by before I went back. So, but that's not going to be the case anymore because I could end up coming back to the States sooner than expected, right? We're going to see how that goes. We're going to see how that goes. It's an exciting and daunting prospect at the same time, but through experience, the daunting part will go away and the excitement will remain. And then I'll just have more places that I can roam to and be a tourist and hang out with more of you guys, which is a genuinely appealing idea. Because I have had some great times hanging out with people that I never would have met if it wasn't for YouTube and doing all of this, you know? So thanks for coming and hanging out, my friends. It has been a nice time chilling with you. We will get back together again tomorrow. But for now, I must depart. So farewell, friends. Fare thee well. Safe travel.